Good morning, dear. This is me, always yours, Katara Lilith, and today's topic is going to hurt. Because today we're talking about something that has haunted you for years, the part of you that hides under your routines, your productivity, your polished emotional manners. Congratulations, another day has passed. You achieved something, you helped someone, maybe you even did one tiny good thing for yourself. And now you're lying in bed, full of magnesium, melatonin, chamomile, lavender, and every other sleep hack you swallow just to force your mind into silence. But your brain is still wired, still screaming, still refusing to let you rest. Because it knows the truth. Tomorrow, you'll get up and do the entire thing again. You'll become the achiever, the caretaker, the provider, the entertainer, the emotional janitor, the whatever the fuck people need you to be, and not 1 minute of that is actually you. Somewhere deep inside, beneath all the performing and coping and pretending, there is a wound, a person who hurt you, a memory you can't bury, a voice you still hear, a story you still replay. And you've convinced yourself that the only way to be happy, the only way to breathe, the only way to move forward is to forgive. But is that actually true? Today we talk about why your mind can't shut up at night, why anxiety keeps creeping in, and why you spend years in therapy wasting your precious life trying to forgive someone. Welcome to the mind I live in. I give a special shout out to my listeners and supporters from the UK, Texas, and Seattle. Thank you for being with me. Now let's continue. Night removes the soundtrack of your life, and suddenly you can hear your own thoughts breathing against the walls of your mind, and they are loud. This is why nighttime feels dangerous, not because anything is happening outside you, but because everything you've avoided is happening inside you. The truths you dodged all day come strolling in like, "Hey babe, remember me? Remember that situation you pretend you outgrew? Remember that person you swear you're over? Remember that moment you never processed? Remember the life you said you wanted but never built?" Night resurrects everything you left for dead. And the worst part? It doesn't knock. It doesn't ask permission. It climbs right into your bed and lies next to you like an old lover you never wanted to see again. Every one of us has someone we think we're supposed to forgive. A parent, a partner, a sibling, a friend who betrayed us, and instead of living our life to the fullest, we spend years of our existence trying to process it, talk it out, let it go, heal it, and practice forgiveness like it's some spiritual homework assignment. But do you ever stop and realize how much of your life you've wasted trying to forgive someone who doesn't even think about you? No therapist or life coach will ever say it out loud, but I will. You do not have to forgive everyone who hurt you. Some people knew exactly what they were doing, consciously or subconsciously, and trust me, if they truly regretted it, they would have come to you in tears, admitted everything, apologized, begged for a chance to repair the damage. And if they never did that, if they never came back, then tell me, why the hell are you doing all the emotional labor? Why are you the one forgiving? For what? For who? What exactly changes in your life if you force yourself to forgive them? Are you going to magically wake up happier, more healed, more at peace? No. Because forgiveness isn't your issue, your attachment to the wound is. Forgiving someone who destroyed your childhood, your confidence, your trust, your identity is not healing. It's emotional self-gaslighting. And calling it forgiveness is just a prettier way of saying you're stuck and you don't know how to move on. We use forgiveness to justify staying emotionally frozen, blaming the past so we don't have to choose happiness now. And I'm sorry, but that's stuck on stupid. I'll tell you a story as an example, because maybe you'll relate, and maybe your story is even harsher than mine. But the point is the same. Every one of us has thousands of moments that shaped our misery, our fears, our self-protection, and those moments all connect back to the people we're told we must forgive. Tell me where the fuck is the logic in that? No, you don't have to forgive anyone who did you wrong. Not today, not ever. You just have to live a life so far beyond their reach that forgiveness becomes irrelevant. Let me tell you the story that haunted me last night in the mind I live in. Maybe it will trigger you, maybe it will free you, maybe it will reach into your ribcage and pull out something you buried. Either way, breathe. Baby, we're going in. Last night I was watching a show called The Asset, just 6 episodes, and there's this one scene. A mobster family. The daughter is 8, it's her birthday, and she wants to perform a dance. She stands there in her tiny little dress, unpolished, imperfect, glowing, doing her best child choreography. Everyone is watching, laughing, cheering, loving her, supporting her. Her mother and father are holding each other, kissing, melting, eyes overflowing with pride. And this child, this small, innocent soul feels seen, adored, safe. Her dance is not a performance. It's an offering, received with warmth. And when the episode ended, a memory rose in me like a ghost walking through a wall. When I was little, 6 years old, maybe 8, every party, every holiday, every adult drunken gathering ended the same. Dance floor, loud music, and my mother dragging me out there to dance with her. She would pull me by the hand, spin me around, tell me, try harder, everyone is watching, and so I tried. And it was never good enough. If she didn't have a good evening, if she didn't receive enough admiration that night, she would give me a silent treatment for days, making child feel worthless and assuring that next time, I will perform beyond my abilities. So I did. Because what else does a child do when the one person she wants to please expects a performance? I remember flashes of fun, and she wasn't a bad dancer. I'll give her that. I remember feeling embarrassed. I remember feeling low. I remember the smell of the room, the slippery floors, the chaos in the air. But underneath it all was a sixth sense emptiness that only children feel before they know how to name it. She wasn't enjoying me. She was enjoying how she looked as a dancing mother. She wasn't dancing with her daughter. She was dancing with her ego. Maybe that's why I never dance in clubs or at parties. I have no attached feeling of fun to it. And the truth is, after that, and there were many gatherings like that, she always forced me to dance in front of people. I needed to become better, so she loves me. I needed to earn her love. As a result, at 9 years old, I enrolled myself into dance classes. She never took me, never drove me, never cared whether I went or not. I was taking public transportation across the city 3 times a week just to get there. By 16, I was already employed and enrolled in college. I poured an entire life into dance. 20 years total. 5 years to the master degree in performing arts, the biggest stages in the world. Cruise ships across oceans, thousands of hours, thousands of sacrifices. 20 years on a diet. 20 years of ripping my muscles, bleeding my feet, shaping my entire existence around perfection. And then the impossible, the World Cup. The only time she was in the audience in my entire career. I got 3rd place. Afterward, at the after party, my people congratulated me, they hugged me, they celebrated me, and all she said was, "Good job. the single biggest compliment she gave me in my entire life. Well, there was one more, 15 years later, when she read my book and said she liked my writing style. I became better, but still, not enough. Night brings up silence, the realization that you are two people. The day self, trained, conditioned, domesticated, like a golden retriever at an airport, with a little vest that says, "I'm calm, I promise." And then, there is the night self, the feral wolf at the edge of the forest, sharpening a knife on its own trauma. The night self does not care about your calendar. She does not care about your inbox. She does not care about your alarm clock or the performance you gave today. She remembers the things you buried. She holds the grief you avoided. She carries the scars you pretend healed. She whispers truths you aren't brave enough to say out loud. She is honest, raw. Silence is not gentle. Silence is forensic. It performs an autopsy on every part of your life you never healed. And that's why it hurts. That's why you feel restless when the lights go off. That's why your chest tightens. That's why the past suddenly feels present. Nighttime isn't the villain. Nighttime is the witness. Nighttime is the only place your truth can finally speak without being interrupted by your own denial. That is exactly why one single simple scene in a movie can hit you so hard you start crying without even understanding why. Why a song can rip open something you buried decades ago. Why a stranger's look, a smell, a moment can shake something loose inside you. Because so much of what hurt you has sunk into places in your soul you don't consciously remember anymore. Those emotions aren't gone, they're buried so deep you stopped feeling them. And then an accidental scent, a sound, a face, a flicker of a memory hits the exact nerve, and suddenly that old brain wiring comes roaring back online. That's your memory center activating after years of silence. Don't brush it off, dig into it, recall it, relive it, rebuild yourself from it. That's how you truly let go, not through forced forgiveness, but by finally acknowledging what's been living in the dark. So that's why I couldn't sleep last night. My mind brought up this memory and hit me with the realization that everything I did in my young life wasn't because I truly wanted it, but because that's simply where life pushed me through her participation in it. And yes, maybe the soul chooses its parents, maybe the soul is supposed to find its way through challenges, but whether that's true or not, I don't regret the years of dancing. It shaped my body to perfection. Even now, paralyzed, Northwestern University is studying me because my neurological spasticity doesn't make sense. My muscles restore easier, they fire stronger. My spasms can literally throw me off the bed. That discipline, those years of brutal training, saved me. And now I have a man who loves me without performance, without proof, without dancing for him, without even needing to walk for him. So no, I don't care, and I'm not here to forgive her. I'm sure that in her heart she meant well, in the limited emotional capacity she had. But let's go back to that show, The Asset. Those mobster parents sacrificed their lives for their daughter. The father sacrificed himself so the girl could have her mother, and the mother sacrificed him so the daughter could have a future. That is what real parental sacrifice looks like. Not guilt-tripping, not victimizing or pitying herself, not thinking that her life was harsher than everyone else's. It should look like love. Period. Because that is how child's brain develops into happy and confident adult. And my mother? She left to United States when I was 15, and then I started chasing her. across countries, across oceans, across 30 years, and now I've landed in Florida. And a month after we all finally settled in the same town, she lost me forever. Through another betrayal, another lie, another attempt to control my life. But that story is for the next episode, and I'll tell you later if you're interested. For today, I want you to think about the situation that haunts you, the person that haunts you. Think about how that pain shaped your life. Did that person teach you to value yourself? Did they protect you from danger? Did they support your dreams or stand beside you through hell? Or did that person break you, confuse you, belittle you, abandon you, and somehow you are the one that still carries the guilt? And maybe you think you're stronger because of them? My mother would say the same. See, that's why you're strong. That's why you never gave up. Because of me. No, dear. I am strong because I had to be. I am powerful because I chose to be. I survived because I refused to die inside. That strength belongs to me. You do you, sister. I do me. Your strength, my dear listeners, belongs to you, not to the person who hurt you. And stop giving your power away. Do not waste your precious time on trying to forgive them. Move on. Not with forgiveness, not with anger, but with clarity, with boundaries, with a life that finally belongs to you. And that is how you sleep sound at night. So this is it for today, my loves. This was Katara Lilith from LEK Space. If you ever need support, if you ever need someone to talk to, feel free to reach out. I love you all, and I'll see you next week in the mind you live in.